Last but not least, we'd like to introduce the last honored player in no particular order. He's also another one of these big men. But this fellow has been a big man in South Jersey for about 3 years. I don't know whether you schools are hoping that he'll graduate or not, but every time I look at a box score, it seems that this young man from St. Augustine has something to do with the fact that they won the game. Now, I don't know whether he's a good passer or a good rebounder, or if he goes to church, or just what. But we're looking forward to seeing him play in the All-Star game in Camden. And fortunately, his coach is going to be the coach of the South team. So he'll have a lot of tricks to show you. So, Paul Rodeo, if you'll come up and introduce this young man, I appreciate it.
Thank you. I had to tell a story first. I apologize. I know everybody wants to get out of here, but I was lucky enough to be honored at a dinner back in November. And I had some of my closest friends in the world that were there that evening. And I said a little joke and a story, and I wanted to tell you because I thought it was apropos for the day. It's only a minute or so, but the story went like this. I've been coaching for hundreds of years. And more recently, Tommy Farraco, who was a very good friend of mine, just stepped down at Middle Township, and the story went that in some of my most recent games over the last 3 or 4 years, Tommy, who, those who don't know Tommy, is a really good-looking young kid, whatever. And he would stand next to me before the game started, and religiously, almost every one of those games was either a TV game or packed and blah, blah, blah. But I would say to Tommy, it was getting ridiculous because my sister would come to the game, she'd have to run over and give Tommy a hug and a kiss. My wife would have to come over and give Tommy a hug and a kiss. My daughter would come over and give Tommy a hug. And I said, Tommy, you're just so much better looking than me, that if you would do me a favor, then just go stand over there. Don't stand next to me anymore. He eventually said, okay, no problem. And he would stand there, the game would go, and 2 days later, we would play Atlantic City, and I said, Gene, could you come and stand next to me for a minute? So, the relationship that Gene and I have put together, and John Bruno, and some of the Danny, and some of the guys in this room, is really what makes coaching high school basketball tremendous for me. The relationship I've made with some of my players, and some of the opposing players, is really what I get out of it. Last year I stood up here and talked about a young man who is now having a very good career, started a very good career in the Patriot League, and as of this morning leads the United States of America in minutes played by freshmen. So he obviously is doing the right thing. And I talked about what an impact he had made on St. Augustine and on South Jersey basketball. In an era that we live in, which lives by statistics and points and averages and blah, 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 I have been lucky enough to coach 14 Division I basketball players over the years. And this young man that I'm going to introduce to you today is, without question, the most unselfish of any of the kids I've ever coached in 39 years of basketball, and that's what makes him special. He's a young man that passes the ball. We had a big game recently with Atlantic City, and Coach did a great job of shutting him down a little bit and stopping him, except that in that game he had 7 blocks, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists, all contributing in a way to a game that we won. He comes from a great family. He's a great young man. He's done a great job of representing the uniform that he wears, and it's my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Justyn Mutts.
Finally, I get to introduce you up here. You've been coming in here for 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
And every time you walked into the door at the luncheon, I said, "Who's that fellow?" They said, "Oh, that's Justyn Mutts." "Oh, Oh, yeah, but they said he was a freshman, now he's a sophomore, junior. Are you gonna graduate?
No time soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where are you going to school?
High Point.
High Point?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I mean, unfortunately, the papers don't carry the scores from up there. I don't know what's going on here. This is off the record, really. It's a shame. It is a shame. As president of this organization, the fact that the basketball fans in South Jersey cannot follow teams or graduates when they move on. There's something wrong. It really is, and it falls back to the coaches, the parents. I know they're short of reporters at these various papers, but it's a shame because you people move on, whether it's in the second level, Division 1, 2, or 3, or whether you're doing well in the local success of your team, but they only have a certain specific thing. And it's a shame, and that's one of the main reasons I was recommending and hoping that I could honor the Cape Atlantic League at a luncheon. Because a certain paper once told me in writing, and I have it, that they were not going to carry any box scores or pros from the Cape Atlantic League except for 1 or 2 schools. At that point is when I happened to look, and there was some outstanding, that year, there were some outstanding players from the lower end down at Lower Cape May and Middle Township, and it was a shame that they weren't being honored. So we've been trying to do our best, but people are getting into computers now and everything else. So that, but anyway, we have a showcase, we have a luncheon, and I wish there was more people here from the league, because each year we're trying to get up to 100% of the schools in this area to attend, because this is our way of bringing to life the talent that's in this room and in this area. But let's get back to business, because the big guy here is very good, and I hope to see you at the All-Star game. And you can dunk, can you?
Shoot.
Were you just a shooter? Oh, I see. Well, yeah, but you have to be friendly with the guards,
Yeah.
right? Because you can't bring it up too.
No.
I see. And you don't dunk?
Nah, I do. Occasionally.
You know, I'll tell you a funny story. Years ago, we had an all-star game, and I won't tell you what school it was, but it was up in Camden County, and we had a very big basketball player that was playing for one of our local schools. If I mentioned the name, you all would know him. It happens to be that he's going into the Hall of Fame this year. And his coach came up to me and said, Bill, I can't get this young man to enter the dunking contest. I said, what? I said, come here, let me go over there. So I went over to this fellow and I said, he's about your size. And I looked up there at him, I said, why don't you enter the dunking contest? And he said, I don't know how to do it. I said, look, you're big enough. You're 6'9" or 6'10". I said, just run up to it and drop it in. That's all you have to do, and you might even win it. So he did that. Now he got his hand caught one time, and he got a 10 out of it because it was quite a dunk then. And son of a gun if he didn't win it. But to this day, and I'm going to mention it on the 12th of February when he gets the Hall of Fame thing, because he probably has forgotten the story that I asked him if he would dunk the ball and he didn't know how to do it, and I just simply said, run up and just drop it in. So anyway, but getting back to it, I want you to enter the dunking contest too. Right?
Yeah.
Congratulations, Justyn.
Thank you.
And you had a great year.
spot. I would just like to thank the Carino Club as well for honoring myself and the other great players. I'd like to thank my parents, my teachers, coaches, teammates for getting me where I am today. I wouldn't be who I am today without them. I would like to say good luck to all of you guys today and for the rest of the season. And thank you.